To me, shame is not something that you do, it's something that you feel you are.
Yes.
It comes upon you that you're not worthy.
Yeah.
It's not about sin, although it may follow sin. It's about this sense of I'm not okay, I'm not right with God. And I've learned that shame works in a cycle, that when you've got shame about who you are, your fear is that other people will find out that you're not what you should be. So you try and hide it, you try and control it by covering it up.
Yeah.
So shame is a very powerful and destructive thing that affects all areas of our lives because we're not okay to be ourselves. And we know that Jesus said he took all of our shame as well as our sin. It's a separate thing from sin. And I think people need to realise that shame is something that's been put on you because of something maybe that was done to you, and you've embraced it and you've held it, and it needs to be dealt with, it needs to be taken away. And there's only one place to take it, is the one who came to take our sin and our shame, and that's Jesus.
That's really
And being illegitimate myself, I was always made aware that I wasn't quite okay, I wasn't all right, I didn't belong. And it wasn't the fact that I was illegitimate that was the issue, it was the shame of being less than I should have been.
But don't you think even that word makes a shame? Illegitimate.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible word.
Of course, today it's not so much.
No.
But when I was growing up, that was the exception. It was something to be kept quiet about. And even today, my mother, who had me when she was 17, and she's 80 now, she still tells me, she still feels the shame of having me, which makes me feel really good. And I have to say to her, look, I belong to God. I'm beloved.
Yes.
I am not somebody to be ashamed of.
Yes.
But her shame is I didn't perform according to expectations of an Irish Catholic community. So I am wrong.
Wow. And he loved you when you were in her womb.
Yeah. I was planned, I was designed.
Yes, you
That's
were planned
difficult to
by
get your head
him.
around.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
My experience of shame is a little bit, a little bit different. I shared in a previous programme about childhood abuse, and I didn't, because I'd completely disassociated with that and shut it so far away, my shame again did not come from the abuse, it came from the shame that had been put on me. And I didn't even recognise it as shame because I didn't recognise the abuse. Because I
felt shame.
But I felt this, it created in me this absolute inherent fear of being rejected. And not being loved.
This was even before you'd had the memory, really?
Completely, from the minute it stopped.
Wow, you lived with it, so you didn't know why you had it, really, then?
That's right, I didn't know what
Because
it
you'd
is.
shut that down, hadn't you?
Completely
Shut
shut
the
it
memory
down. And
Yeah.
completely shut it away. So from the minute that stopped, I must have made a vow to myself that I would make this up to my parents. And I spent the whole of the rest of my childhood trying to being responsible for my parents' happiness. And they did not put that on me. No. They didn't make me do that. And I didn't know why I did it because I'd shut that away. So the whole of my life I spent trying not to be rejected by my parents.
But that was part of the lie, because you said in the previous programme, the abuser had said, your parents won't love you if you tell them.
That's right.
So that shame had power.
That shame had power over me, and I just spent my whole life trying to please them.